my initial thoughts are they definitely went for the original aesthetic for the visuals
Mm-hmm.
in the way that Tom Hanks is costumed.
Yep.
The Jiminy Cricket kind of looks the way you would expect him to. They didn't try to go too realistic with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pinocchio, you don't really get a great look at Pinocchio, but you get kind of a little side view, and it definitely looks like the animated version, as opposed to trying. Because I know there has been a live action Pinocchio, right?
There was a couple
Like
years
I don't even know
back.
if it was a Disney. I don't think it was a Disney production, but there
No.
was one that. Um,
It was like that year the two Jungle Books came out in like the same year, right?
but I don't. Pinocchio is a movie that I. That's not one of my favorites
I
from the
watched it
animated films.
maybe once as a kid,
It.
maybe.
I think I watched it as a kid, and it kind of spooked me. It kind of freaked me out. There's a lot of like spooky stuff in it.
It is.
Um,
There's a reason they used it for the Age of Ultron trailers. There are no strings on me. Like, oh, God.
forgot about that.
Oh,
But
that's still,
so
by the
yeah,
way.
that's not like a favorite of mine that I grew up with that I'm super
Mm,
nostalgic for. So this
yeah.
movie, when they announced it, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I cannot wait. And you know my reaction to these live action movies sometimes too is like, do we really need a live action version of everything?
That's usually
Uh,
the first Aaron hot take of when we're discussing one of these live action. Did we really need?
do
You're
we?
one of those
But
guys, man.
Tom Hanks is great
Yeah,
casting. I think he's
true.
he's always fun to watch. And some of the other names that I saw pop up there are people that I like. And I'll give it to him. The trailer looks good. It definitely looks really good. It looks like if you were nostalgic for this movie, they got the visuals right. And the music,
Mm,
that is iconic. Doesn't matter if you're a big fan of Pinocchio, that
exactly.
When You Wish Upon a Star, that music is iconic no matter what. So when that pops up halfway through the trailer, that hooked me. We were talking about last episode about fireworks shows and the music and how that can kind of hook
Mm-hmm.
you. And so
Yep.
for that, that moment definitely was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I think I want to watch this now. So um
Yeah. I'm sucked in. Not a lot of Pinocchio in the Pinocchio trailer,
nope.
but I think I'm okay with that. I actually, because I think they're highlighting the strength, which will actually be um, Tom Hanks. I think a lot of the movie's success will rest or fail on his performance, which is why you get Tom Hanks to play that role. And I will say this: we mentioned before we got on air here, we're talking about Robert Zemeckis, and like he's not like one of your go-to favorites. But I will say I didn't realize until I googled it. I realized he's the director behind, of course, back to most everybody knows him from Back to the Future and stuff. I mostly know his work from my favorite Christmas second favorite Christmas movie of all time, Polar Express. Yes, I love Polar
You're such
Express.
a child. You're such a kid. I knew you were going to
How
say
dare
that
you?
before you even said it. I was like, he's going to say Polar Express.
It
Uh,
is a timeless classic already, sir.